What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn responds to Tyson Fury and his talks of retirement, and he says, Bluff merchant, Tyson Fury will not retire after knocking out Dillian Whyte, and he claims the Gypsy King can't be considered an all-time great heavyweight until he beats Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk. Wow. Tyson Fury, of course, known to vow to retire from boxing after beating up Dillian Whyte at Wembley, but Eddie is confident that that's a bluff. Fury will be back in the ring. The promoter says that the Gypsy King cannot be considered all time. And we go more into depth with Eddie Hearn. And Eddie Hearn says, Tyson Fury is a great bluff merchant. He ain't retiring, Hearn said to the DAZN boxing show. The biggest fights for Tyson haven't happened yet. Fury, of course, is currently undefeated with an impressive record of 32-0-1 draw, but Hearn believes that he cannot be considered an all-time great heavyweight because of his opponents that he's faced. End quote. He says he's the best heavyweight on the planet right now. I'll give him that, he said. But when we talk about generational greatness, yes, for this exact generation, but please, with victories over Deontay Wilder, Vladimir Klitschko, and Dillian Whyte, don't talk about him in the same breath as Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, and Lennox Lewis. Okay, there is no argument. Fury is number one right now. Actually, there could be an argument between Fury and Usyk, but with the resume, don't call him a generational great. He may be the greatest of all time. I don't think so, but he has got to prove it in your resume, not only beating one guy, Wilder, 3 times. The next logical step in Fury's career, if he does continue, would be a unification against either Anthony Joshua or Alexander Usyk. The pair are set for a rematch this summer, as we know, and that is another video. Bars. Let me counterpunch. Gotta agree with Eddie Hearn. I don't believe Tyson Fury is going to retire. I think he's going to retire for a while, but I don't think he's just going to retire. You know, that's just how Tyson Fury's feeling at the moment. That's how he feels right now. So Tyson Fury's like this. Monday, I might feel this way. Friday, I might feel a totally different way. That's Tyson Fury. In a nutshell, he is unpredictable. Okay, that is exactly who he is. Tyson Fury can tell you one thing last month and can tell you something totally opposite that contradicts the thing that he said last month. That's Tyson Fury. And one thing about Tyson Fury is one thing is constant is change with Tyson Fury. That's the only thing that will be constant and consistent with Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. But Eddie's also right, though. You have to unify. Yeah, you did it before 7 years ago. That was 7 years ago, though. You can't lay on yesterday's accomplishments like that. You fought Wilder 3 times and you beat your mandatory. What else? Those are not the best guys. Dillian Whyte is not the best fighter. He wasn't. That was never a debate. Is Dillian Whyte better than Usyk or Fury? No. Not at all. So at the end of the day, if we're going to talk about him fighting and being the best, he just simply has to fight the best. That's all. That is it. Okay? So I think his focus should be shifted in time, Tyson Fury. His focus should be shifted on fighting the winner out of that guy, out of those guys, because you can't tell me that everyone's cool with Tyson Fury retiring when, for one, we almost had a undisputed heavyweight fight this year, supposedly. And for two, they talked up for 6 months about another undisputed fight involving Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. So you mean to tell me you fight your mandatory, then, okay, this is how it works. He fought a person that he was forced to fight, Wilder, for the 3rd time. Then he fought a mandatory, Dillian Whyte. So now you decide to retire. impossible. Okay, because none of those wins were something that was preferred. Those wins were something, or those fights were something that were deserved. Bars. Okay, Dillian White deserved his opportunity, but that didn't mean that was the fight that everybody wanted to see. People would step over White and Fury to see a fight like Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury any day of the week and twice on Sunday. Let's just be real about it. Let's just be real. Usyk too. Because if Usyk beats Joshua again, that would be the fight that needs to happen. That was a fight that was brewing this year. So why shouldn't that fight be driven? And why shouldn't that fight be desired? Okay. So that's what I think about that. I agree with Eddie Hearn. You guys tell me what you think of Eddie Hearn's comments. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunched. Peace.